Hi everyone, and welcome back to SunBurst Tarot, where today I wanted to do a reading on the hot power couple currently in the news and around the world, which is Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Uh, Taylor's our wonderful billionaire, songwriter, businesswoman, um, entertainer who has done extremely well for herself. And then we have Travis Kelce, who is at the top of his game and a top player in the NFL, the National Football League in the United States. So I wanted to do a reading as they've been together for a few months now. And there's a lot of hype up around them, and they're going to be, I think, living together here for 6 months or six weeks actually. Um, During this holiday break, as she's taking a break from her Eras tour, and it's going to be over this holiday time. So I wanted to look into it, see what's coming for them. There's been a lot of positive news and a lot of other. And it's just been really good. Like, it seems to be a good relationship as portrayed in the media. So I wanted to kind of look into it. So without further ado, we can get into the reading here today. So I just wanted to do a quick few housekeeping items. So again, all information shared here today will be alleged and for entertainment purposes only. Everything stated is my opinion and not a fact. So none of this information that I'm sharing, please don't go leave mean-spirited negative comments from anything that I say. Please and thank you. um, and yeah, I just want to look into it, see what we can see, and go from there. So I have a few questions that I have for Taylor and Travis. One is just what's the general energy between the two of them? So, yeah. So I just wanted to do the general energy between the two of them. So we'll have Travis here, which is the Nine of Pentacles reversed. I'm actually went into this reading, said I was not going to do reversals, so I'm going to stick to that. So Nine of Pentacles upright. Then we have the Nine of Cups for the energy in between, and the Death card here for Taylor. So interesting. So for Travis, I definitely feel that he has maybe been a little bit on his back foot, but I think he also sees this as a relationship that can go the distance. But also, the Nine of Pentacles is also kind of like a it's kind of like a selfish card a little bit too as well. So I'm wondering if he's getting in his head just a little bit, kind of like trying to put a lot of his projects, his career forward, or he hasn't felt that. He's been able to, where he's kind of taken a step back and kind of let the media machine and like a lot of what a lot of like the media has been really focused on Taylor and and everything there. So what I see here for the Death card with Taylor is that this is like a rebirth for her. It's like she's able to, I think, kind of shed off an old image that she had or old feelings. So I definitely see this as a very transformative time for her with the Death card. Um, Kind of sweeping out the old and bringing in the new. And kind of maybe reinventing herself a little bit. Seeing this energy in between the two, which is the Nine of Cups. So it's like having everything that that you kind of want or need in a relationship. Or I should say, it's feeling very fulfilled emotionally. So, do I think these two like fulfill each other emotionally? Yes. So I think this relationship that they have, it has like solid foundations to go the distance 100%. Um, do I feel like this is definitely a turning point for both of these individuals? Yes, and I think they're still trying to navigate a lot of the uncertainties that are kind of coming with having a relationship in the public eye. And having it this public, this in their face, and it's been blowing up as big as it has. I know Taylor has had her fair share of very public relationships. This one, I think, has taken a little bit of a turn in the support and as well as like the power and influence that her name has, like bringing new people to the NFL, but also more people in the NFL now knowing of her. So like it's been I think financially a great exchange for the both of them to get their names out there even more and kind of elevate them to like the next step in like stardom or fame. So, okay. I want to do a little bit more here about just the general energy between, but like around around the two of them. Okay. Interesting. So I don't know. Okay. So it's like a secondary energy here. So we have the Justice card, we have the Queen of Wands, and the Hermit. So with the Justice card here, kind of under where Travis is a little bit. I don't know if he has like, and maybe this is like, this could be Taylor, this could be Travis, but it feels like there's some like contracts or agreements maybe between the two of them that are kind of like they're trying to figure out or kind of decide upon. Like, so we have the Justice card, we have the Hermit for Taylor, which is kind of like doing a little bit of an isolation here. Especially, oh, and I'm looking at it in the like in the context of she's taking now 6 weeks off from her Eras tour. So the Hermit card here isn't very shocking. The Queen of Wands is like passion, new ideas, very bold, beautiful, confident person. So like I definitely see this like just the energy around them. It's like I think they're like I was saying before, they're navigating a new set of like rules, a new set of interactions. Like there's the Taylor that's jet setting across the world, and then there's also a Taylor that's now like taking a break and a step back from it all. And then there's Travis, who's like, okay, so this is, I think because she's staying at his home, so like someone's home, their rules, they have ways that they've done things. And if you're staying for an extended period of time, like think about it as like you've moved out from like your parents' place, and then like you have gone, and then like unexpected circumstances, and now you have to move back in with your parents, and now there's like new rules from when you were there from before, and it's like trying to figure out and navigate these new sets of how are you interacting with each other. So that's what I'm seeing for their general energy here, just related to their relationship and this kind of like break that Taylor is going to be on. So what I kind of want to look at then is, what is this upcoming energy around? So I want to see like what the upcoming energy is now between the two of them coming up here during like these 6 weeks. I want to look at kind of like what's going for them, what are potential challenges that I think they're both going to be facing. And then I want to have just like a clarifying card, or like an advice card that might kind of like, an advice card essentially that's going to help center or locate the reading, or where these challenges might be coming from. So all right, so let's look at Taylor first on just her upcoming energy here coming up. So we have the Four of Cups, we have the Five of Swords, and we have the Page of Cups. Okay, so for Taylor, I definitely see her being a little bit bored. Definitely see her being bored with, I don't think she's got a lot to do during this next coming few weeks. So like I think she's gonna be bored and be looking for things to do. A quiet mind can be a dangerous mind, or a quiet life can be a dangerous life for some people. And like looking here with the challenge card of the Five of Swords, I definitely see her like ruminating over like past battles, or even just like past encounters that she's had. I definitely see her ruminating over things and almost like getting in her own head and maybe making things up that weren't originally there or aren't there, or have like been solved. And it's like, you know how there are people where if you leave them alone for too long, that like they come up with like the weirdest cockamamie stories you've ever heard, and you're like, where did this come from? Like, what? When did this starting to appear in your life, or when did this become a thing? So I definitely think that's going to be a challenge for her. Is one, not just keeping busy, but also I think not going back into past situations or even past encounters that she's had that she's like now second guessing, going over, and like over analyzing to a point that isn't healthy. And then the advice here is the Page of Cups, which is, I think this is really going to be around emotions that she's had potentially with exes, potentially with, like family members. But I definitely look at like what I see here is when you get into your head, don't try and disillusion yourself. But I'm definitely seeing as like, as long as she keeps emotions moving, like keeps the emotion, keeps delves into the emotions first and the fallacies that the mind conjures up second, I think she should be good here. I think it's still going to be difficult for her. I wonder if she could write music during this time. I think, I don't know. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to know until maybe there's like a new album coming out, but I definitely see this as a time of her being a little bored. Definitely bored and just kind of ruminating because quiet mind or a quiet, what is it? It's like quiet, not quiet hands. Busy hands equal a quiet mind. um, so I'm definitely seeing that for her. Looking for Travis then, I have the Three of Wands. I have the Tower card here. And then we have the Nine of Cups for him. Interesting. So for him, I think during this next couple weeks, I think he's definitely planning, or he sees where a future can be or how life can be. And the Sun card's pretty prominent here in the Wisdom of the Owls tarot deck, which I'm using today. In the Three of Wands. So like he's looking at the next horizon. He's looking at the next good thing. And like I think he's kind of planning, he's seeing what it can be. The challenge for him is I think there might be some potential blow-ups or unexpected conversations or like questions that are going to be coming up that he's going to have to navigate. So for him, I think it's going to definitely be, he sees a different side, I think, to Taylor. But I think he also gets to see a bigger side to himself as well. Or a different, excuse me, a different side to him as well. And then here with the Nine of Cups, again, it's coming back to this emotions. And I think it's always coming back to, can you see that long-term? What is that long-term outcome? Is this the person you want to have this long-term outcome with? And I think it's kind of keeping your eye on the prize, keeping your eye on the foundations that you've built, and creating new ones where they need to be built, and letting ones that were kind of shaky fall away. So I definitely see that for him as like his energy with here with as she's going to be staying with him is, I think there are definitely structures or foundations in their relationship that might not be the steadiest. And some of them are going to be kind of crumbling down, but it's going to be all about communication to be like, okay, so this failed, but is this if you failed once, do you sit down and you move to the next thing, or do you try again? And it's kind of like the perseverance a little bit here, which I think as a football player for him is something that's been ingrained into him, is that like, okay, so like I failed, now I got to get up and try it again. Maybe it's a tweaking something, it's learning something different. I got to get the foundations into a different spot so like I can learn and grow as I evolve, and has potentially the relationship evolves. So that's what I'm kind of seeing for this, like the general energy for Taylor, for Travis. Um, so the next thing I kind of wanted to look at here then for these two is like, so I see it as like a pretty decent, they're pretty decently off, like well off, like for the most part. I think they're going to definitely have their challenges. So I'm just going to do a kind of, after this kind of 6 weeks that they're going to be together, living, or Taylor's going to be at Travis's place, I want to kind of see what that actually is going to look like after it. Do they come out stronger? Do they come out not? Like, what does that look like? So, yeah, let's take a look at what is that energy coming out of the 6 weeks. So we have Temperance, which is balance. We have the Knight of Wands. We have the King of Pentacles. Okay, so this is just going to be the general energy for the both of them. And then I'm going to do Travis. And then I'm going to also do Taylor. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Okay. Okay. So, I will get into it. So, looking at the general energy between the two of them, after this 6 weeks, I definitely see this as the 6 weeks puts a strain on the relationship. I definitely see, like, it's all about balancing. It's the Knight of Pentacles is kind of like coming out on top here a little bit, but then I also see the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands worries me in this case. And why it worries me is because with the Knight of Wands, I get like, there's a shift and there's a rapid change. So it's like a rapid change, rapid leaving, rapid go to the next thing. So that's making me really nervous as just the general energy here. Yeah, I'm gonna go into Travis over here first, and then I'll go into Taylor. Okay, so for Travis, I have the Six of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. I think Travis is going to be put on his back foot a little bit, or feels like he's going to be put, or get a little bit defensive, or put on, yeah, or get defensive during this time, or even after this. With the Six of Pentacles here, and I get that from the Nine of Wands, but having that here with the conjunctions of the Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, I definitely see this as he's put his walls up for sure, it feels like, after this time. Like, it's not going back to the drawing board, but it definitely feels like a new game plan here is needed, and I want to figure out what that game plan is. With the Seven of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles, it definitely feels like it's more along the lines of, okay, what am I needing out of a relationship? What are you needing out? Like, it's almost like it feels like he's trying to figure out, what does Taylor need in a relationship? What does he need in a relationship? Do they fulfill that? Or can they grow essentially to fulfill that? If they can't, maybe it's not the right time. Maybe it's not the right person. But it definitely feels like it's a figuring out. It's like putting the walls up to figure out what I need, what she needs, and can we grow to give that to each other, or are we not going to grow to give that to each other? And I think that's a conversation that is going to need to be had. And that's, I think that's where he's going to be at the end of it. It's like, during this next 6 weeks, it's very much a time of what are we actually doing here, and is this something that we can both have a give and take in? So that's where I think he's coming from in after the 6 weeks. For Taylor, I see that we have the Queen of Swords, we have the Nine of Wands, and the Six of Swords. So I think she has had a history in the past of when she has jumped before to new people. But with her here, with the Queen of Swords, it's like, and with the Queen of Swords, with the Nine of Swords in conjunction here, I think she has a difficulty explaining her feelings sometimes. I don't know if there's maybe been like in the past where she's maybe tried to convey her feelings and she might have been shut down in the past. So it's actually difficult for her to do so unless it's through like music or a different medium where she knows she's going to be heard. And I think it's maybe like looking here with the Nine of Swords, I think it's a big fear of not feeling heard or feeling like her feelings have mattered in the past. And I just pull this from like my own personal experiences, like where I personally in some scenarios haven't felt like I've been heard. So like, why should I say something? And with the Six of Swords, it's like that's kind of leaving, going to the next thing, walking away, and it's like, Taylor, like, it feels like she hasn't been heard, or she's so afraid of letting her feelings be heard because either people have walked away from her in the past, or she's trying to, I'm just not even going to confront it because I'm going to walk away before you can. So it's like a big fear of maybe rejection, really big fear of rejection or abandonment, potentially, allegedly, conspiracy, whatever. But that's what I'm kind of feeling from her, is that she's like, I want to run or I want to leave before I say something wrong, and then that person leaves me. So I got to leave first before they leave me. Because I definitely feel like Travis will pull away a little bit, and like you can feel when someone pulls away from you. Like it's pretty obvious. For the most part. And I think that's going to definitely send her into a little bit of a, not panic, but like, I think it's going to rear some old wounds that haven't been healed completely yet. So like, and like I said, this is like the general energy of that I'm reading now. So, like, this can change in 6 weeks from now. This can change in 2 weeks from now. This can change in a day from now. But that's what I'm feeling right now here for Taylor and Travis is, like, I don't know if this ends up in a breakup. I mean, I'll look into that. But, like, I'm definitely seeing, like, this is going to be, it's not rocky. I wouldn't say rocky. What I would say is it's difficult for them. I feel like this is either this turns into a make it or break it moment for them, where it's like, are you wanting to commit? Are you wanting to say, we're doing this? Are we going to actually work on this and have this be a full functioning relationship? Which I don't know if it has been up to this point. Or are we going to make this a full functioning relationship where both of us are like 100% in and not with one foot out the door? Or are we going to be just like, oh, the going got tough, the honeymoon phase is over, yeah, I don't want this anymore, because it's not the idealistic thing. I think that's kind of the point that they're really heading into right now. And so that's what I'm kind of just worried about for these two. So I'm just want to look at, like, is there a big potential for them to potentially break up after this kind of, I think this is like a make it or break it moment. So we have the Page of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and the Six of Wands. I think there's actually a really good chance for these two to work it out. Just looking at this, like I see this as like a really good sign for them that they're actually gonna kind of go into it and be like, nope, we actually want this to be a full functioning like relationship. We're committed. We wanted this in for the long haul. Like we see the good, the bad, and the ugly of each other. I think this is actually a really, really good for both of them. Because I'm seeing the Page of Pentacles, like the start of something new. I think they're both invested. The Four of Wands is like home and family. So I think there's going to be, like I said, some things need to be torn down so they can be rebuilt. And I see them being rebuilt here with the Four of Wands actually really well and on a really good, stable foundation. And then the Six of Wands is feeling proud, feeling and kind of showing each other off. Like I really do see this as I see them actually kind of sticking together through this and being really supportive, which I really like to see. Because like they have a really good shot. And like I said, things can change, words can be said, but I really do see this as like them actually really fully committing and investing in this relationship really, really well, actually. So with that, that's all I have here today for you guys. If you like this video, please hit the like button. If you like other videos like about like around like this, you can you can hit the subscribe button. I have a ton of pick a card readings, videos on YouTubers, people in pop culture, as well as true crime readings if you're interested in any of that. And I try and post every weekday. So I think it'll be really fun. You can hang around, stick around, see the different type of videos that I do. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day or night wherever you are, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye!